Right, guys, so here we are in the Pico 4. Now, some people have asked, how do you do your recording? And this is what I'm about to show you. So if I go here and I go to library, okay, now once I've set this up, I've just left it. So I do this all the time. I don't need to keep going and changing it. Once it's set, it's set. I go into my settings, which is in this case here, settings. I go to the general tab. I scroll down to screencast recording and screenshot. I'm taking it from the right eye because you've got an option to right eye or left eye. I've got the FOV scale as wide angle. You can have the headset view, but I don't want. I want the wide angles to get as much as I can. And then I've changed the aspect ratio to 16:9. There's other aspect ratios here. I change it to 16:9. 1:1 is not going to give you that. It's going to give you like a square box. All right. And the resolution is obviously 1920 by 1080, which is great. And that sets a maximum frame rate. I've also got image stabilization for recording switched on. So therefore, this is all that I have to do when I'm recording. Now that's set, I just simply go into virtual desktop and then I'll start recording the game. So I'm going to come out of this for a moment and just go into virtual desktop. Guys, so I've got my virtual desktop is up and running, as you can see. So let's use Falcon as an example, as I don't have to do too many things to get that up and running. I know I'm not actually going to play it, but I'm just going to go give you an idea of what I did when I recorded it. So if I go to start and I go to my Falcon launcher, here it goes, and then I just simply launch it. It will then go into VR. Now, what I can tell you is with regards to the camera footage is recorded on the computer. And I'm going to put that up in a moment. But the camera footage is recorded on the computer, but the actual game is not recorded on the computer. The game right now, all the recording is done in the headset. So let's wait for it to actually work. But there, so that's it. And then I can do, pretty much, well, where's this keyboard? The keyboard is.
Chat, player.
Oh,
Chat, player.
well, I haven't configured it for this sort of stuff, so. But you get the general idea. I'm not playing the game. I'm just giving you an idea of how it's recorded, all right? And that's it. And that's all there is to it. So once I've done that, let me escape out. Let me end the mission. Now, if I'm doing it in UEVR, then of course it's a different ball game altogether, because, well, it's not a different ball game. It's just there's added steps. With UEVR, I'm going to need to launch the application after the game's running, etc., etc. But the process on the headset's the same. Recording's the same. Now you've seen exactly what I do to record videos on the Pico 4, because all the footage that you see on my game capture, footage of the game is coming directly from the headset. It's not being sent to my PC and then I'm capturing it from the PC screen. I'm actually capturing it on the headset because I can hit record, as I showed you my settings previously. But I still need to capture myself and the corner of the screen. So what I end up doing is I have a webcam set up which is linked to OBS, and that is capturing me as a full image on the full screen. Okay. It's also set up to capture gaming audio and also my mic as well. So that means not only am I getting the mic and the audio on the Pico 4 captured, I'm also getting it captured within OBS itself. Once I've finished playing the game, I then stop the recording on the Pico 4. I stop the recording on OBS, which might be slightly out. So then what I do is I used a program called Magic's Video Deluxe. This one's the 2019 version. It's quite old now. And I'll quickly show you it as I go in. So it's this piece of software here. And all I simply do here is I will take the Pico 4, I'll plug it into my PC via USB-C. You can probably do it wirelessly, but it's just quicker and easier for me to do it by USB PC. And I'll drag the file from the Pico 4 onto my desktop, and then that's my screen recording that I need to put into this software. I'll give you an example of what I do here. So if I go into the desktop here, and we see this, right? So here's one I did earlier. This is exactly what I did with Falcon. Hold on, I know what I've got to do here. One second. I want to do not adjust. I'll just drag that in. Okay, so I do not adjust it. So that would have come, that file's directly from the Pico 4 headset. What I do is I put that on line 1 and I split the audio and the video into 2 separate sections, because that helps me match up what I need to match up with the video camera footage. And then what I do is I will take the video camera footage. This is not going to be the same because I'm just giving you an example of how I do it, it's not the actual one that I'm doing, but let me take this. There we go. This will do. I then take this and I drag it in. Oh, there. Again, what I'm going to do, whoops, is separate the audio and video. And all I need to do here now is 2 things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match up the audio from the Pico 4 with the audio of what the camera is catching. So let me just have a quick look at something. Hold on. Yeah. So over here, what I'll do is I'll move this along. So if you just can see these 2 bars here, I'll basically move it along so that it matches up with the Pico 4, which means I might sometimes have to reduce it and pretty much, like, do you know what I mean? Just there we go. And what I'll then do is, when I think I've got it right, and this is not going to match up because it's a different thing altogether, but I'll then hit play, for example, and you'll get the audio playing from both the camera source and from the Pico. Then you can line that up. So if you, for example, if I'm saying, hi guys, and here we start, if you've got it right, you should only hear one hi guys, even though you're playing both sources of audio. If you haven't got it right, what you'll find is there'll be like a mismatch, like a delay. So if you said hi guys, here we are, you hear hi guys, here we are. So then you do have to kind of bring it back till it matches up. When you've got it spot on, it will just hear like, you won't hear both tracks, you'll just hear like, it will sound like one. Once you've got that, you can then mute the other one. So then you just basically mute whatever track you want. In some cases, if it's if I want the game music louder than me, not louder than me talking, but if I haven't got an external source, so for example with the taxi game, I had my own music playing in the background, and I used the music from the Pico. So what ended up happening is the music was quite loud because I had that on a separate channel and I didn't reduce it too much. So it didn't really help, which is why it's so loud. But with Falcon, for example, I took the audio strictly from the what was being captured by OBS. So my voice was louder. So it does swing some roundabouts. It depends on what you want to capture from, really. And I mean, you could try both and see which one suits you better. But once you're happy with whatever it is, you'll just like mute the other one, and then it's time to resize everything. So I then go and I click on, say, this one, and I'll go to the effects. I'll then go to size and position, and I'll just reduce that down to ever, and then I'll put it wherever I need to put it on the screen, or wherever I want to put it. If I only want a section, I can then say, look, I just want the head, for example, there, size and position, and it will only capture that section. So you got, you can mess around with it. It's pretty good piece of software, this, but it's old now, yeah. And then of course, once I'm happy with where everything's matched up, I will then render it. I'll go to file. I don't go to file. I'll just go to this button here, and it will allow me to basically output as a video file. I change that to MP4, and I'll export it as whatever the file name is. But then I have to do the thumbnail. So in order to do the thumbnail, what I then do is I'll find whatever it is, whatever I want to put the thumbnail, whatever's the best part of the video to put that. So if I did Falcon, for example, say it's like that, right, and I wanted to put a thumbnail here, so I'd go and download the logo from, like, for example, Falcon Benchmark Sims. I'll just drop it in wherever I want it. Boom, here. Okay. And then I can pretty much click on that, and I can alter the size of it. Same way. All there. And position it wherever I want to position it. And then once I've done, put all the logos of whatever I wanted. Oh, and I want the title where you see the Roto VR stuff and all that. I hit title editing, and then I simply just drop it there. Oh, maybe not there. There. And there I can write over. Oh, 1 second. Let's make it smaller. Yeah. Well, you get the general idea. You can write whatever you like. Close that. Whoops. Doing all sorts of nonsense now. My mouse is playing up a little bit. Don't know why.
There we go. And you can pretty much write whatever you want. And once you highlight that, you can change the font, whatever you've got your fed into your system, and alter the size of it, whatever needs to be done, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, once you've got it, you've got, you tick it. And then, of course, you can move it around and put it wherever you like, blah, blah, blah. You get the general idea of things. And that is pretty much all I do. Of course, once I've done all that, I then go and I put in my VR tags on YouTube and stuff like that, just to try and get it out there on what I'm doing next. But yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you've got a Meta Quest 3 or a Quest 2, I mean, I had a Quest 2 before, but I can't remember exactly what the settings were. But I don't remember it having that software on the recording side of things. I don't know. All I know is it works wicked with the Pico, and that's how I'm able to bring you the game footage that I can currently. There you have it, guys. Don't forget, if you liked this video and it was helpful, like and subscribe.